it off.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Mitch.
Good morning.
Good morning, Susie.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jen.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mike. Shit. Good. Okay, guys. Now, before we continue, any questions? Okay. So let us just see. So what we will start off is mainly, yes, okay. Dividing our primary, yes, okay, abdominal pelvic cavity into 4 quadrants. Just so you guys don't get too confused, you can just assume that, okay, this here is the diaphragm. Okay. Now, the first thing that we do is, because that's okay, divide our abdominal pelvic cavity into 4 quadrants. Okay, which means, okay, we mean quarters, which is going to be 1/4. Now that's mainly going to be done by, it's okay, drawing 2 lines. So that we actually are going to do so by drawing 2 lines, or we can say it's okay, imaginary line. One line is going to be sagittal, or to be more accurate, it's going to be, it's okay, along the mid-sagittal line. Okay, which will go like this. So the sagittal line that runs right in the middle is going to be, as okay, what you will call the mid-sagittal line. Okay. The other imaginary line that we may be, or maybe just okay, will be drawing is going to be as okay along the transverse plane. And that is going to be as okay mainly through the umbilicus. So let's just say that, okay, here is your umbilicus. So we actually, it's okay, we'll draw a transverse line through the umbilicus. And now what we have is, we can make it says, okay, that our abdominopelvic cavity is divided into 4 quadrants. Okay. Now maybe that's okay, just to look at it, just assume that in this case it's okay. That the patient is facing you. So what's going to be on your right hand side is going to be the patient's left. And what's going to be on your left hand side is going to be the patient's right. Okay, so the 4 quadrants that we have is mainly as okay, there's going to be the right upper quadrant and the left upper quadrant. Likewise here, I'm going to say it's okay, the right lower quadrant and the left lower quadrant. Did you guys get that? Okay. So first, yes, okay, how do we divide it into the 4 quadrants? Mainly, yes, okay, by drawing 2 lines. One runs along the sagittal plane, which is going to be mid-sagittal, and one right through, yes, okay, the umbilicus or your belly button along the transverse plane. So that's how we got right upper, left upper, right lower, left lower quadrant. Did you guys get that? Or any questions? Okay, good. Now just comes the question. What are going to be, yes, okay, the structures within each of these quadrants here? Okay. And okay, good. Or yes, okay, guys, if we mainly is okay, just look that this was your mid-sagittal plane. This was the transverse line. Okay, so okay, what are we going to have in the left upper quadrant? Let's just start from one side. Okay, now some structures are going to be obvious, some is okay, when we mean it says okay, if we remove some of these structures, what are going to be beneath it? But the first thing that you may see here is stomach. Okay, you also see as okay, what we can call as okay, the left lobe of your liver. So it's okay, we can say it's okay, the liver's left lobe. Okay, now really it's like another structure that is visible here, but it's located right here, and that's going to be the spleen. Okay. What we also see is going to be part of the colon. It's pretty hidden by the text bar runs here. So we actually says we really have part of the transverse colon running like this. And yes, part of the descending colon that runs here. Okay. Now what you guys may not see, because it runs, or we can just say this here is that's just going to be loops of the small intestine. Okay, most likely if you want to be specific, most likely going to be of the jejunum. Okay. What we may find is underneath all this is going to be your or says the tail of the pancreas, because it mainly is just choose this color. Tail of the pancreas is going to be running somewhere, something like this. Okay. Even deeper actually is up against the posterior wall of your abdominal cavity is going to be in this case it's going to be the left kidney. Okay. And here is going to be the major blood vessel in your abdomen, which is going to be the aorta. So roughly speaking, guys, these are mainly all the structures that falls in the left upper quadrant. Now, if you go to the stomach, for instance, we can mainly say it's mainly going to be things such as, well, mainly it's what we can call the body of stomach, right? Okay, so that's stomach, or the stomach's body. Any questions? Any questions, guys? Okay, no, it's if you go in your book, you may see it's on figure 111 and figure 112. Where yes, in figure 111, the main is removed most of the loops of your small intestine. Okay, but to mainly make it visible is where it's lying up against the posterior wall of your upper right left quadrant. In this case, it's going to be visible in figure 112. Okay, so mainly it's tail of your pancreas, your left kidney, and yes, the abdominal aorta. Okay. Now, guys, would it be okay if I erase this? because let's see, yes, okay, using this diagram here, yes, okay. What do we have in the right upper quadrant? Okay. Now, first and foremost, we can say it's okay. We have okay remaining part of the stomach. Or let's just put it this way. This is going to be okay the pylorus of stomach. Okay. Other organ or other yes, okay thing that we find in the upper right quadrant is going to be as okay. We can say it's okay. The right lobe of the liver. And pretty much okay as related to that is going to be this little buddy here. Your gallbladder. Other thing that we may see in the upper right quadrant is going to be, well, okay, yes. We can say it's okay, the colon, and one part of the colon is going to be as okay, what we call it transverse colon. Now, the reason we call it a transverse colon is because it runs transverse. Okay. Other part of the colon that will also be found in the right upper quadrant is going to be this part of the colon here, which is going to be ascending. Besides that, yes, okay, what we also, yes, okay, can see is all this here is just going to be, okay, loops of, it's okay, the small intestine. And again, it's okay, just to, if you want to be specific, it's going to most likely be that of the jejunum. Now, mainly as okay, structure that you will find deeper to these is, well, okay, over here you will find the right kidney. Okay. Within is going to be as okay, mainly we can say as okay, the first part of your small intestine. And that's going to be as okay, the duodenum. Pretty much okay, running like this. And in this loop of your duodenum here is going to be as okay, your pancreas, sorry. Yep, okay. Lastest but not the least is going to be as okay, a major blood vessel, which is going to be as okay, what we'll call the inferior vena cava. Okay, very main you can say that okay, as far as okay, what was originally as okay visible on this diagram here. Okay, it was mainly as okay, just the stomach, the liver, the gallbladder, your transverse colon, and okay, the ascending colon, some of the loops of the small intestine. Where okay, the right kidney, well, okay, is not visible here. We don't really see as okay the duodenum on this diagram. You don't see the pancreas, and okay, you don't see the inferior vena cava, because that mainly is okay required that you actually is okay move is okay, the colon to the side, and okay, those loops of the small intestine. So these structures are going to be lying deeper to it, or let's say it's like more accurately posterior to the structures that occupy the field here. But pretty much, yes, straightforward is okay. Anatomically, we can say it's okay. If you go and say it's okay, your duodenum is going to be here. Head of your pancreas is going to be here. And even yes, okay, posterior to that is going to be the kidney. And right up against your posterior abdominal wall. And this area here is going to be the inferior vena cava. Okay. But there's no question about it that all these structures here is okay, fall within the right upper quadrant. Any questions, guys? Okay, would it be okay if I erase all this?
Yeah.
Good, thank you. And now let's just go to our next quadrant, which is the left lower quadrant. Now let's just take the structures which are okay as visible here first. Which is going to be okay, all these loops here. And that's me, it's okay, that's me, it's okay. Loops of the small intestine. Okay, now here it's okay, these can both be as okay, some of the jejunum. And even ileum. What we also will see is colon here. Now this part is okay, it runs in the left lower quadrant. Especially as okay, this part here is going to be as okay, your descending colon. After which this part here is going to be as okay, the sigmoid. Now some people may simply as okay, just call it the sigmoid. Some people may as okay, call it the sigmoid colon. Okay. Now that's okay. Now what we also may have is going to be is okay, your urinary bladder. Now, pretty much okay, behind these lobes, etc., is going to be your ureter. I mean, because it's in the left, so that's going to be, it's okay, your left ureter. As far as, okay, yes, your blood vessel is concerned, yes, okay, here we have blood vessel. Mainly, it's okay, what we call the common iliac artery. And then it's okay, of course, it's okay, it's going to further branch out also. Now, in the females, now if we talk females, what you also find in, okay, is the left lower quadrant is going to be things such as ovary, mainly as, okay, the left ovary, the uterine tube, and of course, that's okay, that's also going to be the left. Okay. You may find as, okay, things such as, okay, yes, the fundus and body of the uterus. Or left side, left part of the fundus and the uterus. In the left lower quadrant, where we can say, okay, over here is okay, that's where you will have the ovary, and okay, yes, you can see this will have been, yes, okay, the uterine tube or the fallopian tube. Yeah, okay. Any questions? So pretty much, okay, yes, structures found within the left lower quadrant. Any questions? And roughly speaking, it's okay, anatomically, it's okay where they run. Did you guys get those? Okay. Now let's just go to our last quadrant. So would it be okay if I erase this?
Yeah, I think it's okay.
Okay. Because we're just going to be left with our last quadrant, which, for instance, is going to be this one here, which will be the right lower quadrant. Okay. And again, it's okay, what do we have in the right lower quadrant? Now, first things first, let's say it's okay, the visible things first. Loops of the small intestine. Okay. And these mainly SOK are going to be SOK, the terminal part of your small intestine, which is going to be the ileum. Okay. Then we can say, okay, what we do is we go into okay, large intestine. Let's say it's okay, colon. Now, what you may not see here, but that's going to be okay, something that we call the cecum. Very much here. Which actually is going to be the part where it's okay, the ileum joints. Okay. Remaining part of the large intestinal colon that we have here is going to be okay, the first part of the ascending colon. Okay. So the colon mainly is okay, just called ascending because it ascends up. Transverse because it runs transversely. And descending because it runs down. Okay. Next is maybe as okay, there's going to be as okay structure that we don't really see on our picture here. Primarily because okay, they are located behind the, or we can say okay, what we have here is okay, yes, sorry. It's going to be as okay, your urinary bladder. And of course, okay, for the urinary bladder, we don't see this fellow here. But it's going to be as okay. I guess that's okay, the right ureter. Next will be inferior vena cava, which means yes, okay, receive yes, okay, what we can call the common iliac veins. Okay. Now, guys, in the female, yes, okay, we said we had the right ovary, we had the left ovary. You will have the right ovary. You have left uterine tube. In the left side here, you have the right uterine tube. Okay. You can say, okay, left part of is okay, the body and fundus of the uterus. On the left side and this side is okay, it's going to be the right part of the uterus and the fundus of the uterus. Right. But, with that said, there's going to be a structure which we may just okay find at the junction between the ileum and the cecum. Okay. So if you for instance say that this here is your ileum. This here is your cecum. And pretty much, okay, is attached to, yes, okay, the center of the cecum here. It's going to be, yes, okay, a worm-like structure like this. So it mainly, yes, okay, lies over here. And that is going to be, yes, okay, your appendix. Okay. Now, guys, please keep in mind, although, yes, okay, attached to your cecum, but this has nothing to do with, you can say, it's okay, digestion or processing of your food. The appendix actually is going to be, it's okay, part of your lymphatic immune system. So this is actually, is okay, a lymphoid organ. Okay, but this is mainly, it's okay, going to be the area, is okay, where it is found. So for areas, okay, we can say it's okay that you will find the appendix in the right lower quadrant. Or more correctly like this. Okay. So in the right lower quadrant, it's okay, that's where you'll find the appendix. Okay, and there's no, yes, okay, left equivalent to that. So there's only one appendix found normally in the right lower quadrant. Did you guys get that? Now, guys, if, and it's just a matter of if you get a question of, okay, let's say it's okay, labeling your quadrants, do not use the abbreviation. Okay, here I just used it, okay. So right is RIHGT, upper is UPPER, lower is LOWER, quadrant is QAR, DRANT, quadrant. So do not say RRQ, RLQ, LLR, or LLQ, and ULQ. Clear? Okay. That's the least that you should be able to do, to label them fully. Did that make any sense? Good. Is there still somebody who is in doubt what structures are found in one quadrant? Please speak up now. Everybody got everything? Yes, no, maybe?
Yeah, did.
Good. Now, so those were the quadrants. And why do we call it quadrant? Because, okay, it was 1/4 of what we can say is, okay, the abdominal pelvic cavity or region. That's why we call it a quadrant. Now a little bit more, yes, okay. That's per, yes, okay. Specified way of, okay, yes, dividing. Let's say, yes, okay, the abdominal pelvic cavity. is to divide it into 9 regions. Is that clear? Okay, so just so we don't have, so just so we are not confused, we can say, it's okay, this here. Let's say, okay, this here is okay, may represent our platform. Okay. Now to divide our abdominopelvic cavity into, yes, okay, 9 regions. What we'll need to do is, yes, okay, there are going to be 2 sagittal lines. Okay. And here's, okay, these are not going to be mid-sagittal, because mid-sagittal would have been right in the middle. But mainly it's okay along what we call the midclavicular plane. So these lines, they actually are going to be referred to as the midclavicular lines. But they run sagittal from top to bottom. Did you guys get that? Okay, so we can say it's okay. We may have, okay, yes, a right midclavicular line along the right side and the midclavicular line. And it's okay on the left side and the midclavicular line. So that's okay, there's going to be one which is right and one which is left. Did you guys get that? Next is that we also, yes, okay, will have to, let's say, draw 2 transverse lines or lines along the transverse plane. Now, first one, that's going to be, yes, okay, at the level of the 8th rib. So what you mainly, yes, okay, will see here is, okay, that, okay, as this here is your 8th rib. So on both sides, okay, a sagittal line along the level of the 8th rib. The other sagittal line is going to be, as okay, here. And that's going to be, as okay, at the level of the, okay, what we call the iliac crest. Now, iliac is going to be, as okay, just one of the bones of your hip bone. But that upper area of, yes, okay, of your hip bone, that's going to, of it's the iliac, that upper part is going to be referred to as the iliac crest. So that's where it's okay. So add the iliac crest. Clear? Okay. So What we now have is okay, if you want to do a count, you can mainly say, okay, we have one region, another region, another region. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Did you guys get that? Now it just comes to yes, okay, label these regions here. Now just to yes, okay, make it clear. Now this patient here, so okay, he or she was facing us. So whereas on our right side is going to be the patient's left. What's in our left side is going to be as okay, the patient's right. So when we mean yes, okay, look at it, we can mainly say that okay, yes, that 6 of these regions here, 6 of the 9 regions, mainly as okay are going to be 3-paired. Maybe you can say one region has a pair, second region has a pair, third region have a pair. So what do we call these upper regions here? That is this one here and this one here. We can say it's okay, that will be as okay our first pair. Is going to be as okay, they will be called the hypochondrial regions. But this is just going to be as okay, the right hypochondrial region. This is going to be the left hypochondrial region. So that is your first pair. The next pair region is going to be these two here. Okay, of course, that's okay. This is going to be the right, this is going to be the left. But what do we call these regions here? They're respectively called the lumbar regions. Of course, okay, this is going to be the right lumbar region, this is going to be the left lumbar region. Okay, so they come in pairs. Yeah. Nextus, pectus, pretextus. It's going to be this region and this region here. Of course, that's okay. This is going to be the right. This is going to be the left. And these are mainly, that's okay, just named after this bone here. So that's going to be, that's okay, your iliac regions. So you have a right iliac region and you have a left iliac region. So that becomes paired. Did you guys get that? Okay. So 3 paired becomes 6. But that's going to be, okay, 6 of the 9 regions. And then we can mainly say, okay, we are just left with, that's okay, 3 unpaired. And when we say that they're unpaired, that's mainly because, okay, you don't have a right and a left. So what are going to be, okay, our unpaired regions? These become your unpaired regions. Okay. Oh, if I just write it over here, guys, just so we don't run out of room. So that's okay, our 3 unpaired regions, which means okay, there's no left or there's no right. Single. Now, guys, what we'll call the first region, which is this one here, is going to be as okay, words we'll call the epigastric region. Okay, guys. And if you just look at it, gastric pertaining to the stomach, because okay, your stomach main is okay, runs right here. Epi main is okay, wing is okay, above. Okay. We can go and say next region, which is unpaired, is going to be this dude here. And mainly because, yes, okay, we can say that the umbilicus falls into this region. That's why they mainly, yes, okay, just named it as the umbilical region. Did you guys get that? Last but not the least is going to be this region here. Now, strange enough, that's okay, they call it the hypogastric region. Okay. Now, I know that's okay, that's the word, or that's the name given in your book. Okay. But it can also be referred to as the suprapubic region. But these were your regions where you don't have a right and left. Did you guys get that? Now, just a little thing about us, okay, why do we call, let's say, this region here, for instance? Oh, yes, okay, this region here is okay. Why are they called the hypochondrial region? Now, if you just look at the word hypo, mainly meant below. The L is just going to be as okay, pertaining to. But what we see here is chondr, which means cartilage. Okay. And that's mainly because, okay, that's the region that, okay, has runs below what we actually would be, is okay, saying was going to be what you can call the costal cartilages. So mainly because of the region that lies below, yes, okay, your costal cartilages. That's why they call them the hypochondrial regions. Okay. So yes, okay, your lower ribs. Well, that's okay, run like this. And underneath that is where you have your hypochondrial regions. Did you guys get that? Any questions? Okay, so please remember, yes, okay, what are the two sagittal lines? Along what plane do they run? They run across, that's okay, what we call the mid-clavicular. Now, do you guys mind if I just go to the next slide for a sec, guys? Because, okay, when we look at the word mid, okay, clavicular. Now, it's actually, it's okay, one word, but the word mid would just be as okay from middle. AR here is okay as pertaining to clavicle is from the word clavicle, which is mean is okay, your collarbone. So the reason that we call this sagittal line here, the midclavicular line, is because it runs, it's a line at the mid of your clavicle. Okay. Okay, this one is just okay, was a clavicle. This is okay. The right clavicle, well, okay, this is going to be the lateral part. This is going to be the medial part. But mainly as okay, line are run right in the middle of the clavicle, dividing into a lateral and a medial part, or BSOK. Along the sagittal plane is going to be okay, what you call the mid-clavicular line. And this line here, guys, is going to be okay, important when we talk heart. At that point, I will again, it's okay, say it's okay, mid-clavicular line, which is going to be a sagittal line running right here. My mid-clavicular is going to be right here. So a straight line that goes like this is going to be the mid-clavicular line. Did you guys get that? Okay. Good. There's your transverse line. One transverse line run at the level of the 8th rib. One at top of your iliac crest. Okay. Any questions? Nope. No questions? Now, ladies and gentlemen, so let's just try to do what we did earlier. But we're going to now do that with our regions. Oh, sorry, quadrants. And please, guys, it's okay, regions. Now, don't label your quadrants as regions and regions as quadrant. Okay. So let's just start from one side. Left hypochondriac region. Now it's okay. The structure that we have in the left hypochondrial region is pretty limited. Because, okay, just part of, okay, yes, the stomach. Okay. Maybe it's okay, even just okay, that's a small loop of colon. And what we mean is, okay, have back here, as I said earlier, Mr. Spleen. Now we can just go to our left lumbar region. Now what we have in the left lumbar region is the descending colon. Okay. We even have, yes, okay. I guess that's okay, loops of the small intestine. Now mainly that's okay, something that we don't see mainly because it's going to be hidden behind the loops of the small intestine, but it's going to be, it's okay. Your left kidney. Did you guys get that? Next is going to be left iliac region. Now here it's okay, we will still have descending colon. You can still say it's okay. Loops of the small intestine. Okay. In females, you even, it's okay, will find, it's okay. The left ovary. And okay, as in both sexes, you'll find, okay, as part of the left ureter. Now, guys, if you go on to the right side quadrants, you can just okay the right hypochondrial region. Now here's okay, it's pretty much straightforward. It's okay, you find part of right lobe of liver. Only part of just okay, the right lobe of the liver. Right lumbar region. Now what we'll find here is going to be as okay. The ascending colon. Okay. You may even as okay because it's okay, find some of the it's okay. Loops of the small intestine. And posterior to that is going to be as okay. Right kidney. Right iliac region. Now we mainly find, we can say it's okay. Part of okay as ascending colon. This is also going to be the region where you will find the cecum. And this will also be the region, yes, okay, where you'll find the appendix. Okay. We may still, yes, okay, say that's okay. Bit of obvious loops of small intestine. Mostly as okay. Or you call the ileum. Did you guys get that? So that's what we find in our hypochondrial regions, right and left, lumbar regions.
Professor, what does it say under right the right hypochondriac region? I can part of
The right lobe of your liver.
Oh, okay, thank you.
This whole fellow here, or what you see here. This big dude here, my dear. That's your liver.
Okay, thank you.
So if this is your right hypochondrium, right hypochondriac region, it's only going to be part of your right lobe of your liver. Did you get that here?
Yes, thank
Good.
you.
No problem. Yep. Okay. So what do we have in the right hypochondriac region, left hypochondriac region? What do we have in the right lumbar region and left lumbar region? What do we have in the right iliac region and left iliac region? Okay. Now, guys, would it be okay if I erase this?
Yeah.
Yes, no, or I still have something to write down? Let's just take, pretty much ran here, and we can, okay, yes. Good, because we have these unpaired regions, okay, or regions where we okay, you don't have a right and left. So our first region is going to be okay, the epigastric region. This region here. And what we mainly is okay, find in that is primarily going to be okay, we can say it's okay. Part of your stomach. We even has okay. Remaining part of your liver. So mainly it's okay. All the left lobe of liver. And we can just say, okay, whatever didn't fall into the right hypochondrial region, so we can say, okay, remaining of right lobe of liver. Okay. Now, guys, pretty much okay behind the stomach. Now, we don't see it here, but actually, that's okay. What's going to be running behind the stomach here is going to be your aorta. Did you guys get that? Next. Is going to be as okay, your umbilical region. This region. Now, what do we find in the umbilical region? We can say, okay, stomach. That's visible. We can even see as okay. We see your transverse colon. We may even see or visibly see as okay. Loops of your small intestine. Now, structures which are not visible here, and that's why it's okay. I mean, it's okay. We'll just take the liberty of erasing. Because what's going to be, let's do it this way. Running like this. It's going to be duodenum. While remaining is we'll have fitting into this duodenum part here. It's going to be your pancreas. And yes, what ran up here in the epigastric region is still going to continue down in the umbilical region. This is going to be. Did you guys get that? Yep. So last region, hypogastric, or what we also will call is the suprapubic region. Okay, sorry. Up here, sorry. I almost missed this. This fellow here, sorry. The gall bladder. And what we actually can see here at this point here. We have, as we can see, the right mid-clavicular line, which was as the sagittal, around the sagittal plane. Where it actually is comes across this line here. Which runs just across just the line of your A-trip. And ideally, guys, at this junction point here, that's where the gallbladder will be. Okay. And you may come across a term because what do you call this point where this right mid sagittal line is joins this transverse line here is going to be the what they call the Murphy's point.
Can you please repeat that one more time? What you just said?
Your right mid sagittal line. If we just look at this fellow here, guys, maybe if I draw here. We says, we had our right mid sagittal line, right? Clear? Okay. We had the other line that was going to is the transverse line. Which runs along your A-trip. Okay. The point where these two lines meet. Okay. At the point where these two lines meet, that's where your gallbladder is going to be located. Did you guys get that? Okay. And what do we call this point? is going to be called the Morphy's point. So clinical is okay. How would somebody try to determine whether something is going on with your gallbladder or not? They may actually push on what they call the Morphy's point. And if that is induces pain. Now, pain on palpation, what you call tenderness. Pain is whether it hurts, whether you touch it or not. Or when, as pain is elicited by palpation, as we call it in clinical science, that becomes tenderness. So right now, I may not have pain in my arm, but if you touch it and that touch causes pain, that becomes tenderness. Okay, so that's why they mainly use as tenderness at Morphy's point. So that means will indicate that yes, most likely something is going on with Mr. GB gallbladder. Right? Inflammation, or you can say it's cholecystitis or gallbladder stones or things like that. Okay. So yes, guys, before ultrasound was available, people were still able to diagnose. So that was how they did it. So yes, so that junction point between your right hypochondrial line and that upper transverse line that runs across the AFib, where those two lines meet, is called the Morphy's point. And that's going to be ideally where you will find the gallbladder. Clear? So this is what you call surface anatomy or gross anatomy. Okay. Now I don't recommend that you start and take a big Sharpie and start drawing lines on the patient. He or she didn't come in to get a tattoo. Okay, but you have to try to your best to draw those lines with your eyes. Did that make sense? But so sure. Any questions? Now, what do we have in the last region, or what we call the hypogastric region? Oopsie. Sorry. See? No, what? Oh, guys. Last region. Hypogastric. Region, or as I also will say, it's supra pubic region. And the reason that I call it a suprapubic region is because that this part of your hip bone here is what we call the pubis symphysis. or we can make this, okay, this is your pubic bone, this is your pubic bone of your hip bone. Okay. So meaning is okay because it's the region that lies above your pubis. That's why we can also call it the suprapubic region. Now, guys, what may be visible is relatively going to be, first thing first, loops of the small intestine. Okay. Mainly, yes, okay, as far as the colon is concerned, yes, okay, you will have runs here, which is going to be, yes, okay, or maybe call it, okay, some people just call it a sigmoid. Some people even, yes, okay, go on, yes, okay, sigmoid colon. Both names are correct. Okay. What you also find is going to be the urinary bladder. And into the urinary bladder is going to be running, yes, okay, your ureters. Right. Left from the left side, right from the right side. Now in the females, what we find here is going to be the uterus. You will even find, yes, okay, the uterine tubes or the fallopian tubes. At the back, yes, okay, we will have the rectum. And okay, yes, anal canal. Sorry, guys, if I missed it. Most likely, it's okay in your right and left iliac regions are going to be, it's okay, the ovaries. So right ovary in right iliac region, left ovary in the left iliac region. Right. And that pretty much, okay, can explain that sometimes, or maybe as okay, ovarian cysts can be confused with appendicitis, especially as okay if it is on the right side. Okay. So usually it's okay when we used to go in and okay, yes, do an appendicectomy, we mainly it's okay would check the at least it's okay the right ovary visually because it was right there, pretty much okay right next to the appendix. Okay, just to well okay, tell the patient well okay. that may be it's okay reason why you afterwards it's okay still may it's okay experience, or you can call it's okay pain in your pelvic region. So it has nothing to, it's not that you have a new appendicitis. We manage that one. But yes, so that may explain it. So guys, pretty much okay, yes, these were your 4 quadrants. These were your 9 regions. These were the sagittal planes or sagittal lines along the sagittal planes that make those, or that made that 4 quadrants, or let's say it's okay, the right and left side. And okay, yes, your right and left regions. Okay. And your transverse lines along the transverse plane that make your regions and that made your quadrants. And just a rough sketch of, okay, what are the structures that you find within each quadrant and each region. Did you guys get that? Good. And with that said, that was all that I could offer for chapter number 1. Any questions?
I have a question.
Go ahead,
Is
my dear.
there going to be pictures that we need to label for the quiz?
Nikki, where were you on day 1?
What do you mean?
What I mean is, I think I said it clear and loud that, okay, as in A and P are going to be diagrams.
Right.
Good.
That's
So
why I'm asking, because
you
you
get
said no
diagrams, what are
labels.
you going to be doing with them, dear?
Right. I just wanted to make sure.
You will have diagrams that you need to label, okay?
Okay. Thank
Good.
you.
Good. Okay. And as far as the labeling is concerned, you may say, well, okay, this is the upper right region. So you will have to write the word fully out, upper right region. Okay. Okay. Not URR will not be accepted, although it's okay, maybe right, but you have to write, okay, upper right region, lower right region, or quadrant, sorry, okay, upper right quadrant, lower right quadrant, things like that. Did I make myself clear? Any other question? Nope. No questions? Now, guys, okay, just one thing. We will be starting off with chapter number 2, which means it's going to be about cells and tissues. But before talking about is okay, cells and tissues, we can mainly say it's okay that, well, okay. 30 of these was what we call histology. And we said that histology also is okay, could be referred to as microscopic anatomy. Now, guys, when we talk microscopic, that mainly means that, okay, yes, we will have, okay, yes, a piece of equipment called a microscope. Okay. Now, most of you would have seen, yes, okay, a microscope in a clinical lab or in a science lab in school. Okay. But we just talk of microscope, just okay, we can mainly say that we have two types of microscopes. Now, the regular microscope that you might have seen is okay in the science labs in your school is what we actually will call a light microscope. Okay, now why do we call it a microscope? Mainly because it's going to enable us to visualize things which are so small that we can't see them with our naked eye. Okay, but a light microscope, how many times is it that it will be able to magnify an object? Up to, yes, okay, 1,000 times. So if we said, okay, as we had a dot like this, and we want to see this, or we want to see this dot through a microscope, this dot here actually is going to, yes, okay, can be magnified up to 1,000 times. So what we see through the microscope is going to be 1,000 times bigger than this, which of course is okay, mainly is okay, will enable us to, yes, okay, even see, yes, okay, small, minute details. Because each detail is okay is going to be magnified up to 1,000 times. Now, please keep in mind, guys, that this is going to be the max. Okay. Whereas another kind of microscope, and I don't think that any of you have seen that, but actually it's okay, that's going to be what we call it's okay an electron microscope. And when it comes to just okay, the time that this fellow here is going to be able to magnify, it can actually just okay magnify an object up just okay 250,000 times. So actually make it just okay 250,000 times bigger, or appear 250,000 times bigger than it actually is. Now, this is probably going to be as okay a kind of microscope that you only have in as okay very sophisticated labs. For regular as okay studies of cells, or let's say most cells, and tissues, a light microscope will be sufficient. These dudes here are only going to, yes, okay, primarily be used for things such as, okay, as if you want to see fellows like viruses. COVID, for instance, okay, was one of them. And you might have seen, yes, okay, a picture of, yes, okay, what the cold virus looks like. Okay. Now, what do we call those pictures taken using a microscope? That's going to be, okay, so that's going to be, yes, okay, what you will call a micrograph. Okay. So a micrograph is mainly going to be, yes, okay, an image or a picture of a specimen of something taken, yes, okay, through the lens of a microscope. Now, nowadays, yes, okay, microscopes are, yes, okay, especially, yes, okay, you may not only, yes, okay, take a picture, but you actually, yes, okay, can create a movie. Okay. Well, yes, okay, guys, this is mainly, yes, okay, just two pictures of two different things. And pretty much, okay, is what you see right here. This is an artery. Okay, but all this around this is mainly, okay, it's going to be, okay, is tissues exactly around the artery. You can see, it's okay, there's some muscles, exactly. But this thing here is, okay, that's an artery. So this is a picture that's, okay, this is actually an example of a micrograph. A picture taken of a slide of a artery. And here, yes, okay, just an example of, okay, yes, what pollens may look like underneath a microscope. So just okay, two examples of some micrographs. But you can even go as, okay, say, well, okay, I want to see what the old virus looks like. Or as, okay, the coronavirus, da, 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 da. Okay, and the reason that they were able to say, as okay, that it is a coronavirus is because of those projections that it had. That was the coronas. The crowns by which means, yes, okay, it's able to attach itself to, yes, okay, your airways and then start causing the trouble. So it got a name mainly as, okay, due to its appearance. And then it's, okay, due to it, because it looks like so and so, that's why we put it into this big family of, yes, okay, what they call coronaviruses. Because every member in that family is going to look alike. Okay. And now just yes, okay. Let's put it as, okay, to be able to distinguish as, okay, what a light microscope versus an electron microscope is going to look like. Just look at these two dudes here. So you can mainly say, okay, this fellow here is, okay, that's a regular microscope. Or as, okay, what you may know from your science labs in schools. So this is going to be, okay, a light microscope. Where you see this thing here. This is an electron microscope. Okay. This one here could magnify up to 1,000 times. This time on here up to, okay, 250,000 times. So, okay. So we have, yes, okay, eyepiece, and then we have, okay, different objectives. Now the eyepiece itself is going to magnify up to 10 times. Whereas each IP or whereas each objective here is going to have their own magnification. So you can actually switch between these. So the smallest one is going to be 10. So 10 times here times 10 times here becomes 100 times. This one here will be 500 times at a total, but this itself 50 times, times 10 become 500 times. Where this by itself is 100 times, times 10 times, 1,000 times. So all dependent upon is okay, how much you want to magnify it. Okay, you can actually switch from objective to objective to objective. And which means, okay, we'll call you just, okay, magnify more, and more. And of course, it's okay, there's going to be, okay, a similar mechanism here. Okay. But yes. So even as, okay, if you look at the size, you can say, okay, of course, this is called light because it's lightweight. Easy to carry around. I don't think anybody will be able to say, okay, pick this one here up and it's okay, take it from room 1 to 2 that easily. Not to talk about, yes, okay, the price difference. So did you guys get that? Right. So it's not okay. You may only, yes, okay, will probably not come across a electron microscope unless, okay, you work in a, that's okay, okay, affiliated with, okay, as labs where they do, that's okay, very sophisticated studies, researches and things like that. Any questions? So to study cells and our tissues, we will need microscopes. Okay. Good, but okay. So please, guys, a light microscope magnifies up to, yes, okay, 1,000 times. An electron microscope magnifies up to, yes, okay, 250 times, or 1/4 a million. Now let's just go and start talk about, yes, okay, our first thing, which is going to be cells. Okay. Now, what we earlier had said is that, okay, a cell is going to be, yes, okay, the basic unit of life. Which mainly mean that, okay, yes, any living organism, no matter the size, if that is broken down into its smallest and still viable part, that smallest viable part is going to be referred to as a cell. Now, guys, if you remember from the previous chapter, before we got to, yes, okay, what we call the cell, we mainly said that, okay, yes, what we started off at was atoms, what we call elements. Okay. Now this was made as, okay, just any basic unit of any matter. We said that these atoms or elements here is, okay, became what we call molecules. Or we, as, okay, call them compounds. Okay. Now, next was that we said, okay, there was going to be something that we call organelles. But what is the organelles actually going to be? Yes, okay, they're going to be structures that are made of molecules and compounds, which were made of atoms and elements. But what these organelles here are going to do when, okay, as we say that, okay, yes, that these different organelles come together, they make, okay, as a structure that we will call a cell. So mainly it's okay to understand, it's okay what a cell is. We mainly it's okay are mainly going to just okay talk about it's okay the individual organelles. That mainly is okay for most cells, that's okay will come together or be brought together to form a structure that is known as a cell. So the cell is nothing. Oh, well, okay. Mainly as okay, there's going to be as okay that collection of these different structures called organelles, which are mainly made up of okay as varieties of molecules, which are made up of as okay elements. Did you guys get that? Did you guys get that? Okay. So if we, for instance, say cell. Now cell, yes, okay, well, okay, it's going to be yes, okay, a body. And mainly it's okay to, let's say it's okay, mark the cell. Or let's say it's okay, the boundary line of the cell. That's going to mainly mean that, okay, yes, every cell is going to have, yes, okay, this outer covering, which we in plants will call a cell wall. Whereas, okay, in animals, and even as, okay, in humans, we will call that the cell membrane. So our first organelle of the cell is going to mean it's okay, be the boundary line of that individual cell, which we will call the cell membrane. Did you guys get that? Okay, so we'll talk a bit about okay, the structure of this cell membrane in just a little bit. Now, guys, what we mainly as okay will have inside the cell, or let's say it's okay inside this cell membrane here, is going to be okay a fluid substance. Of the cell. And that fluid component of your cell mainly is okay, that's going to be called, sorry, cyto. Okay, here the cyto meaning it's okay, it just come from cell. O, can you, yes, okay, you can say will be, it's okay, a combining vowel. And next is going to be plasm, which just means fluid. So inside your cell membrane, as we call it in human cells and animal cells, is going to be as okay a fluid known as cytoplasm. Or if you just look at it, the fluid of the cell. Did you guys get that? Clear? Okay. Now, I don't know what you guys have for breakfast, but just look at it in this way. whatever you had, you place that in a bowl. Now the outline of the bowl is going to be your cell membrane. Now, yes, okay. Usually, if yes, okay, if you're going to eat something, yes, okay, from a bowl is going to be liquid. So let's say, yes, okay, in that bowl, yes, okay, you put milk. You want to have some cereal today, right? Okay. So in this case, yes, okay, where is the liquid going to be? Cytoplasm. So ideally, yes, okay, that cytoplasm or that liquid will stay within the bowl. Clear? Good. Now, have you guys ever tried that cereal known as Lucky Charms? If not personally, it's okay. Maybe it's okay. A younger fellow in your household is okay. Maybe fond of that one. Okay. And what is it you see? That is okay. Each piece of cereal is okay. May have their own shape, different color patterns, and so on. So besides just okay, your cell membrane, which was the ball, which is just going to be as okay the outline of your cell, the fluid of your cell, which is going to be as okay what you call the cytoplasm. Because media is okay, literally just means fluid of the cell. But what we're going to have is okay distributed in our cell are going to be as okay other organelles. You can say, okay, there will be a fellow here, for instance, okay, known as the nucleus. We may have, yes, okay, certain fellows. And we may, yes, okay. Right now, I just made them like this, but we can say, okay, those will be, yes, okay, what we can call the mitochondria. Okay. We may have something that, okay, yes. Maybe it's okay looking at something like this. And that's going to be as okay what we'll call esoteric Golgi apparatus. Now, mainly as okay, guys, attached to the nucleus is going to be something that we will call the endoplasmic reticulum. Now we're going to have, okay, two types of endoplasmic reticulum. One is going to be smooth. And one is going to be, yes, okay, rough. Likewise, yes, okay, distributed throughout the cells are going to be, yes, okay, smaller or bigger. Structures, which may, yes, okay, look like air bubbles or small sacs. We can call them vesicles. Relatively, yes, okay, if they are going to be bigger, yes, okay, we will call them vacuoles. Okay. Or whatever. All these along with just okay the cytoplasm and the cell membrane mainly, yes, okay, will be the basic organelles that come together to, yes, okay, make a standard cell. And each of these organelles here, mainly, yes, okay, are not just for fun. Each of them, yes, okay, will have their own specific function that they will need to perform to enable this cell here, yes, okay, to perform its job, together with similar cells that makes up that tissue. Okay, but these here guys are these mainly, yes, okay, are going to be, yes, okay, the basic what you want to call it, organelles of a regular human cell. Did you guys get that? Okay, so different charms of Lucky Charm cereal in that bowl doesn't only look different or appear different or may taste different, but also, as okay, have different functions. Okay, now probably not today, but that's okay. Maybe it's okay. No, maybe on Monday, probably it's okay. You may hear me as okay. Use a word at Nexa. ADNEXA. Now, what are these going to be? These are going to be, as okay, we can say, specialized organelles. Right. Now, since we said that they are organelles, what that means? Yes, okay, that mainly means, okay, that they will be parts that makes up a cell. But the thing here is, okay, that they are specialized. So that's mainly mean that, okay, it's not going to be every type of cell in the body that will have those organelles, but that means it's, okay, going to be specialized or specifically, it's, okay, designated to different cells, all dependent upon, it's, okay, a special function that will be associated to that cell. So that's okay, guys. If you look in your book, or let's do it this way here. Sorry. Okay, so this is pretty much okay what the picture in your book looks like, right? Okay. You can just try just okay, magnify this a little bit. Because you may say, well, okay, Mike, you didn't mention these fellows here. Cilia. This is okay, going to be an example of an adnexa. All we can say is, okay, a specialized organelle. It's not going to be every cell that necessarily is okay will be equipped with cilia. Okay, so most likely it's okay, not today. I don't think we're going to get that far today, but just okay on Monday. We will come across and we will mention, okay, what are cilia, what are going to be okay, other kinds of specialized organelles. Okay, good. Now, any questions so far? Any questions? Okay. Good. So what was your cell? Made is okay, just a collection of organelles being brought together. Okay. And each of these organelles here are going to have their own function. Now, first thing first. So what we call a cell membrane. Okay. Now, please keep in mind, guys, okay, cell membrane, that's what we call it in human cells and even, yes, okay, animal cells. Where, okay, same as, okay, for plants, that cell membrane is going to be called a cell wall. Okay. Now comes the question. Because, okay, now, we're looking at a cell, yes, okay, it's mean, yes, okay, just going to be making, yes, okay, the outer boundary of your cell that you may say whatever falls within this cell membrane here, or this boundary line is going to be considered to be a cell. But, this cell membrane here is made up of phospholipid. So what does it tell you? Fatty. And this phospholipid is not going to just, okay, just be in one layer, but actually it's okay, it's going to be in 2 layers. Or 2 layers we can actually, as okay, may also be called bilayer. So throughout, what we mainly will have is that's going to be as okay 2 layers of phospholipid molecules. Okay. Now diagrammatically, as okay, they may say as okay that if these are as okay, phospholipid molecules, that's going to be as okay how they will be arranged. So we actually have okay 1 layer of phospholipid molecule, and we can say it's okay another layer of phospholipid molecules. Throughout, all around the part is okay, the membrane, all around is okay, the boundary line of the cell. That's going to make up what you call the cell membrane. Okay, so what was, okay, how can we define a cell membrane? It's the outline of the cell body. Okay, but in this instance, yes, okay, what is it that is going to be made up of? A phospholipid. Okay, bilayer. a bilayer phospholipid. So what would that mean? Two layers of phospholipid. Did you guys get that? Any questions at this point? Now, guys, when we talk of lipids or when we talk of fats, or let's say it's okay, fats. Now, by nature, fats or lipids are going to be as okay what we will call hydrophobic. Which mainly will mean hydro is mainly going to be fluid, or actually it's okay, in this case we can say it's okay, water. Phobic is okay, either disliking, or in this case more correctly as okay, repelling. Okay. Which theoretically mainly will mean that, okay, yes, water is going to be as okay, repelled or pushed away by the cell membrane. And one topic that we'll come across is that, okay, but then how is it that substances may as okay be able to as okay pass into the cell from the outside of the cell, or as okay leave the cell to outside the cell? Because 99% of okay, yes, your cytoplasm is water. And what I mean is, okay, will be mixed in the water here, is or dissolved in the water, are going to be as okay substance that mixes with water and has as okay doesn't mix that well with fat. So that's why it's okay. They are going to be as okay what we can call channels. That passes as okay through and through the cell membrane, mainly as okay to allow substances to leave the cell and or as okay to enter the cell. Another thing that we also may see in the cell membrane is going to be as okay what we will call, now some people is okay call is okay ligand gated channels. Some people may replace the word ligand with protein gated channels. And when you say it's okay, gated channel, well, okay, channel is that's because it's going to be a okay a passage but a passage which is not as freely as permeable to substances leaving and entering the cells as a regular channel, but actually as is going to be gated. Which means you made that that this will only as open and close, or as if it receives signals to do so. Adjusting upon, adjusting of roads. Regular roads, yes, you can drive in and out. Clear, but then, yes, some, yes, you may come across as, even, yes, in certain communities, yes, you may be able to, yes, drive in and out without any problems. But then they're going to, yes, they're also going to be, yes, gated communities. So if you want to enter that, you have to call the person that you want to visit and say, okay, I'm here at the main gate, what's the code? And they will give you the code, right? That's okay, just punch in 724 or something like that, whatever. Okay? And then, yes, then the gate will open for you. And then you'll be able to pass through. Okay? So that's these gated ligand channels made as will only open primarily as if they get the signal to do so. Okay. So that mainly is but why would that signal be there? Why would it receive that signal? Mainly because it will just make the cell just open that channel so yes substances can enter the cell through that channel or leave. Okay, but it's gated. So opens and closes. Did you guys get that? So had it not been for the plane, had it not been for the plane channels, or had it not been for the gated ligand channels, or protein gated channels, well, yes, an object within the cell will remain in the cell. It couldn't get out. And if the cell, needed something from outside the cell, it will not be able to get it. Because most substances, that will enter and leave cells are hydrophilic and not hydrophobic. So your cell membrane mainly because it is made up of fats that makes it hydrophobic, which mainly means disliking or repelling away fluids or water. Now, likewise, since your cell membrane is made up of lipids or fats, that mainly is now if it's hydrophobic, that makes it just what we can call lipophilic. Where phil, here mainly is just means either likes, or we can say it's attracted to. So yes, fatty substances could mainly yes, pass through the cell membrane. Very much indiscriminately because the cell membrane is was made up of lipids, phospholipid bilayer. So it allows fats of fat-soluble substances, okay, to enter and leave the cell. So the word fill, PHIL, actually this okay means to like, to love, or you can say okay, to be attracted to. Attracted to what? In this case, okay, you say lipophilic fats. By substance which is lipophilic, they're going to be hydrophobic, because water and fats are always don't go or don't mix. Just think of a big oil spill in the ocean. Now, when I ask you guys just, okay, go and try to induce that, but just as, okay, very simply, it's okay, kitchen experiment. Put some water in a pot and add a few drops of cooking oil into it. You will see that, okay, as those two don't mix, you see, okay, those big or small as, okay, islands of oil mainly as, okay, are just going to be floating in this case as, okay, on top of the water. You can mix it, but yes, okay, that may require you to just, okay, boil that water. And that's what you mean is, okay, break up the bonds in your fats, on the fats. And we can say, okay, just makes it miscible or mixable with the water. Or yes, okay, as they may do, yes, okay, when making drugs, do what you call emulsifying. So emulsifying is just going to be a term that we refer to as making fats mixable with water. Okay. So what likes fat is because, okay, the beta of a fat is going to be, okay, hydrophilic. But substances which are hydrophilic are going to, sorry, lipophilic. Okay. But substances which are lipophilic are going to be hydrophobic. Where phobic just comes from phobia, which means dislike, fear of, repelling. So something that you don't like, you're going to push it away, stay away. Okay. Any questions? Okay. Good. So that was the boundary wall of your cell, known as the cell membrane, made up of a phospholipid bilayer. So actually, it's okay, 2 layers of fat makes up that membrane. Okay, guys. Now, just take your lunch break, and I see you guys back at, should we say, 12:40. Yeah, 12:40. Okay, and we'll try to just, okay, take up some of the other organelles. Okay, guys? Does that sound like a deal?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, take care. Let me just start. So, my dear, your cell membrane is going to be this is one layer of phospholipid. And it's going to be one layer of phospholipid. So these two layers of phospholipids makes your cell membrane. Okay, which are going to be associated outer boundary of your cell. Did that make sense? Okay. So if you look at this, it's going to be made up of phospholipid molecules. So is this layer here. Did that make sense? So there's going to be two layers of phospholipids that makes what you call the cell membrane. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Anything else? Okay. Now we said, if I said, cell membrane. What we have inside the cell membrane is going to mean that's okay, just be the cytoplasm, which is mainly as okay, what we just can call as okay, the fluid of the cell. Clear? Okay. Now, let's just talk about it's okay, the central organelle of the cell. Which is going to be as okay, what we call the nucleus. Okay. Now, functionally, as okay, we say the nucleus. What is that going to be? That's going to be as okay, the main control center of the cell's functions. So functionally, or function-wise, is okay, what is that the nucleus is going to be? That's going to be the main control center, where all the functions that this cell here is going to be performing are being controlled at. Clear? Okay. Or if you just put it this way, and say as okay, it's the brain of the cell. Because pretty much okay, anything that you do in one way or the other is controlled or is determined by your brain. Whether it's thoughts. Okay, now those thoughts may get into action. Sometimes you say, okay, well, I have this thought, but I'm not going to carry it out. Whatever that thought is. Okay. So even that will be as okay, a function of your brain. That's okay. Well, okay, you think of doing so, but don't do it. It's probably not appropriate or whatsoever. Did that make sense? Okay, so functionally, it's okay. Any action that is going to be carried out by the cell or the other organelles of the cell are going to be mainly, it's okay, controlled from the nucleus. Okay. Now, structurally, it's okay. Now, when we say the nucleus is okay, what is going to be as okay, the structure of the nucleus? Okay. Now, usually that's okay, we'll say that's okay, round. But we can also say that, okay, yes, no, on the outside of the nucleus, The nucleus itself is going to be as okay. Encircled in a membrane. So we can say the nucleus is, let's say it's okay, enclosed in a. Now I'm just going to just okay put a word here. Porous membrane. And what do we mean by it being porous? It's that it's going to have small pores or openings. Okay. But what this membrane that mainly is okay encircles what is going to be the nucleus. Okay, and maybe it's actually that's our case. Big or smaller pores in this nucleus and the membrane. This membrane here is going to be called, or we can call it the nuclear membrane. Or some people may also refer to as the nuclear envelope. Just like a mail envelope. So the nucleus itself is going to be as okay, enclosed in its own membrane called the nuclear membrane or nuclear envelope. And what this membrane here is going to have is going to just okay be openings or pores. Did you guys get that? Now, since we call this okay the nucleus, this brain of the cell, what is it that this nucleus here has that makes it, yes, okay, the brain of the cell? So what we actually is okay, find inside the nucleus is what we is okay earlier. Or yesterday referred to as DNA. Yeah, okay. What is that this DNA here is okay is going to form? The DNA is going to form as okay what we call chromosomes. And the chromosomes then mainly as okay become as okay, or we can call it okay the genetic material. Or let's say it's okay more correctly, your genes. Did you guys get that? Just a second.
You know how to do it? You'll
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
you got it?
Done.
Thank you, Dad.
Okay, guys, sorry. Now, based on the type of cells, and we have, okay, two arrangements of chromosomes. Now we can mainly, okay, say that, okay, as irregular, or do you guys mind if I go to another slide? It's probably going to get a little bit crowded now. Would it be okay if I go to another slide?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So we say chromosomes. Okay. Now chromosomes are made, that's okay, that's going to be made up of DNA. Okay. Now, as far as chromosomes is concerned, that's okay. It's going to be slightly different from, we can say, it's okay, regular cells. Well, regular cells pretty much okay what all of your body is made up of. Muscle, skin, connective tissue, bone tissue, etc., etc., etc. All that. Versus that's okay what we may refer to as gametes. Okay. Now, let me just write that a little bit clearer. Gamete or gametes. Now, what we mainly mean by gametes, these are going to be as okay, but we also can call it okay the reproductive cells. Okay, which in case of a male, it's the sperm. And in case of a female, it's going to be the ova. Or what we also call egg. Now, guys, in regular cells, what we may have is a total of 46 chromosomes. Okay. Now, these 46 chromosomes here actually are going to be as okay 23 pairs of chromosomes. Did you guys get that? Okay. And whether you go and say it's okay, the total of 46 chromosomes, or whether you say it's okay 23 pairs, that's going to be as okay what we'll call diploid. Whereas when we talk about the gametes, which in the male was going to be the sperm, or in the female was going to be the ova, each only have 23 chromosomes. So a sperm, which is the male gamete, only got 23 chromosomes. The egg or ova, which is the female gamete or the female reproductive cell, only got 23 chromosomes. Okay. But it's mainly going to be that, okay, is that when these two here is, okay, unite, that we can say that will lead to that, okay, as the 23 pairs or the 23 chromosomes from the male and the 23 chromosomes from the female join hand in hand and become, yes, okay, the 23 pairs. But mainly, yes, okay, when we look at the gamete, yes, okay, they have half the number of the chromosomes compared to regular cells, which were okay, either 46 or 23 pairs. So this is what we'll call haploid. Did you guys get that? Now, guys, whether it was the 23 pairs, or we can say it's okay, the first 44 chromosomes. Well, yes, okay, from 1 to 22. Mainly, yes, okay, we can say it's okay, going to be as okay, the regular chromosomes. So from chromosome 1 to 22, third pair, are going to be the regular pair, where the 23rd pair is going to be as okay, what we can call as okay, the sex chromosome. Okay. Likewise, well, okay, here, the first 22 chromosomes is going to be as okay, the regular, and the 23rd is going to be as okay, the sex chromosome. So for the egg, first 22 chromosomes are going to be regular chromosomes, and the 23rd chromosome is going to be the sex chromosome. So the first 22 first 22 chromosomes joins with the first 22 chromosomes. So 1 joins with 1, 2 joins with 2, 3 joins with 3, 4 joins with 4, and so on. So where, okay, the sex chromosome from egg, sperm joins with, okay, yes, so it makes a couple with the 23rd chromosome of the ova, which is going to be associated sex chromosome, and make the 23rd pair of your sex chromosomes. So now mainly as okay, generally as okay, the differentiation or difference between regular body cells versus as okay, the reproductive cells. Okay. Now, just one last thing, guys. That the sex chromosome. Now, the sex chromosome in the female is always going to be as okay, what we'll call as okay, the X chromosome. So in the egg, the sex chromosome is always going to be as okay, what you call the X chromosome. Whereas if you say it's okay, the 23rd pair or the 23rd chromosome or the sex chromosome of the egg, oh sorry, sperm, can either be an X chromosome or it can be a Y. So it pretty much okay depends, because let's say that the sperm that fertilizes the egg, has an X chromosome. The combination is going to be X, X. And that's why it's okay, the offspring is going to be a girl. Whereas on the other hand, if the sperm that fertilized the egg carried the sex chromosome Y, that's okay. The combination is going to be X. Where is you? XY. And then, okay, as the offspring is going to be a boy. Okay. The other chromosome determine other things, like, okay, inherited diseases, eye color, skin color, so on, so on, so on, so on. Okay. Well, what is that a chromosome is going to be made up of? A longer or shorter chain of DNA. Did that make sense? Did you guys get that? So that mainly is okay, makes up your genetic material. Pretty much okay, what you end up having inside your nucleus starts from this okay DNA, which forms a chromosome, which makes up the genetic material. Did you guys get that? Okay, now has anybody ever seen as okay, let's say, a graphic presentation of what DNA looks like? Let me see, I should have a picture of it. Oh, okay. That's fine. So if we, for instance, say it's okay, DNA, now, do you guys remember what DNA stands for? Deoxyribo. nucleic acid. Okay. Now, what they mainly say that, okay, is the structure of a DNA is going to be something like this. Is spiral helix mainly associated because it's okay, is going to be made up of 2 strands. Okay. And if you guys remember yesterday that I talked about, it's okay, the proteins that are made up your DNA. Okay. What do we have? Cytosine. Let's just say it's okay that we mark cytosine with, let's say, let's choose another color. That's really being confusing. Okay, good. We can say it's okay, cytosine. We can say it's okay, we had another, which was guanine. Then we say it's okay, we had, let's say it's okay, adenosine. And we had thymine. Okay. These were our 4 proteins that will make DNA. Now, guys, along this strip here. Now, let's just say that, okay, on one strip, yes, okay, we have cytosine. Okay. Now, this cytosine here only is going to be able to, yes, okay, make a pair with guanine. We can say it's okay, this cytosine is okay, on its strap is okay, maybe followed by adenosine. And adenosine is only going to be able to, yes, okay, copulate with thymine. Did that make sense? Okay. But what we may have is, we can say, it's okay, we may have a couple of molecules of cytosine. Okay. Which mainly is okay, just well as okay. Only is okay, join with guanine. Okay. Then maybe we can say it's okay, then maybe it's okay, let's say it's okay, just, it may even go like this. Okay. It's okay, whenever we had, okay, so adenosine, well, okay, it can only copulate or join with thymine. But pretty much, okay, the sequence of just, okay, the proteins along one strand and or the other strand mainly as, okay, makes up different DNA. But we only had 4 proteins, and as far as the combination is concerned, yes, okay, cytosine can only join with guanine. And for DNA, yes, okay, adenosine can only join with thymine. Did you guys get that? Okay, but you can say, okay, you may have a chain that goes adenosine, 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 thymine. Then, okay, guanine, 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 cytosine, cytosine, like that, okay? So on the other hand, there's another step, yes, okay. The sequence is going to be that, okay, yes, or the proteins remain as, okay, just running that sequence that only as, okay, matches with the protein on the opposite side. Okay. Now, God bless. I hope I think he's still alive. But my teacher in physiology back in the days, and the reason I say it's okay, God bless, because, okay, he gave us a cheat of how to remember. Okay. So yes, okay, if you look at cytosine, and on the other hand, yes, okay, we look at guanine. Not the whole name, but mainly yes, okay, just the first letter. What do we see as a common feature in both of these? This shape here, right? Clear? Whereas, okay, on the other hand, we say yes, okay, opposite. Adenosine. And okay, yes, when we look at thymine. We can say yes, okay, that here, yes, okay, these letters are not, or the first name or the first letter are not curved, but rather straight lines. Slightly tilted, yes, okay, if you go into your A like this. But even yes, okay, it's still a straight line. So yes, okay. That's why I say, if he's still alive, God bless him, good health. If not, then. So that was a cheat that he gave us. Clear? So, good. Any questions so far? Okay, so when you say it's okay, so what is that? Your genes or chromosomes or DNA is going to be doing? Controlling, regulating the functions of the cell. Did you guys get that?
Sorry, you.
Yes, Vicky. Sorry, what? I can't hear you there.
Sorry, you said that the DNA controls and regulates the functions of the cell. Okay.
Because, well, okay, because it's in the nucleus. So generally you can say, okay, the nucleus does it. Clear? Okay, but what is it that we have in the nucleus? Your genetic material. Okay, what makes up that genetic material? The chromosomes. What makes up the chromosomes? Your DNA. Okay. Yep. So you may say, as okay, this part of my brain here is okay, what may they do? That's okay, control, that's okay, the function, that's okay, the movement of these fingers here. Clear? Okay. Okay. But okay, the movement of this function or of this finger here is okay, actually is okay, may enable me to do more things. So at a whole, you can say, okay, the whole of your brain controls pretty much okay as every function of your body. Okay. So you can go to a small area and say, okay, this is the area of my brain that control my senses. What I may feel, see, hear, taste, and things like that. You feel yes, okay, by touch. Different areas of my brain, not just my brain, even your brain as well. Control, yes, okay, the motion, the actions that you perform. Voluntarily, involuntarily. Did you guys get that? Okay.
Would you be able to go over just the pairs, like how the pairs were together?
My dear, we only had 4 proteins that made up the DNA.
Oh no, not for the chromosomes.
Mhm.
Not not those proteins. Because you said total of 46 chromosomes.
Okay, total of 46 chromosomes. Clear? Okay, which is actually going to be as okay in 23 pairs. Did that make sense?
Yeah, so the total, but is that combining with the gametes too? That's just the whole total, not separate.
Gametes are going to be different because in gametes, each gamete only had 23 chromosomes.
Oh, so okay.
Clear? Okay. Okay. So your gamete says, okay, where did you get your 46 chromosomes from? 23 of them came from your father. 23 of them came from your mother.
Okay.
Did that make sense?
Yeah. Thank you.
But even in that, you can say, okay, the first 22 chromosomes on the egg and the first 22 chromosomes in the sperm will be regular chromosomes. That makes up this, okay, those 23 pairs, which is 44 out of the 46 chromosomes. The last pair, which is the 23rd pair, or half of that pair came from your mom via the egg, half of that pair came from your father through the sperm. If I ask any of you, how many shoes do you have? You may say, well, okay, I got 46 shoes. It's unless if you want just just wear one shoe on, or it's okay, have a shoe on one foot. Otherwise, you says, okay, I have a total of 46 shoes, but it's going to be 23 pairs because one shoe for my right foot, one shoe for my left foot, right? Okay. And you may say, okay, out of those 23 pairs of shoes, I have 22 regular pairs that I wear as okay. I just rotate them, right? Which I'm going to be using as okay for regular occasions, going to school, going to work, going here, going there. Whereas my 33rd or 23rd pair is the pair of shoes that I wear for party. Did that make any sense? So that would be the 23rd pair that you mean. Yes, okay. So okay, this only is specific for party. Okay. But you call it a pair mainly because okay, well, there's going to be a right, there's going to be a left. Clear? So it's like okay, yes, you buy yes, okay, socks. It may say yes, okay, 6 Okay, that's okay. 6 pairs. Okay, but how many socks do you have in that pack? 12. Because most likely it's okay, 1 sock for each foot. So like, okay, when you wear gloves, comes in pairs, right? Pair of gloves or mittens or whatever. Did you guys get that? So your body cells are going to have, yes, okay, pair chromosomes, the gametes, only 23 each. Any questions? Anybody still not clear? Okay, guys. Okay, let's just look at this fellow here. You guys can see this? So pretty much okay is what we have talked about so far on our was. Then we says, okay, this yes, okay, was the nucleus. The main yes, okay, just cut it up. Okay. But if you look here, it's okay, this is going to be as okay, the outline of your nucleus, or the covering of the nucleus called the nuclear envelope or nuclear membrane. Clear? Okay. Okay, although, okay. What your nucleus may have is going to be as okay, a central body just called the nucleolus. Okay. Now, guys, if you, okay, let me just erase that. Okay. Now we're just going to just, okay, zoom in on our nucleus and where we have right next to it. Now if you say, okay, all this here is your nuclear membrane. And when I said that, okay, that or nuclear membrane or nuclear envelope, and I said that it was porous. And what you mainly see here is, okay, the reason that it's going to be porous is mainly because it's going to connect to this structure here. Or enlarge as okay, even this, but mainly as okay, this fellow here. And this whole structure here is mainly as okay, going to be as okay. We'll call it as okay, endoplasmic reticulum. But if you, and so this is also going to be as okay, your endoplasmic reticulum. But if you look or compare this versus this, you will see that, okay, this fellow here has these, as okay, what we as okay, may just look at, appear as small dots. And mainly as okay, due to these small dots here, okay, that's why we will call this endoplasmic reticulum here rough. Whereas if you look at this fellow here, it's okay, it doesn't have, there's no dots on it. And due to that, it's okay, it has more of a smooth appearance, and that's why we'll call it the smooth. That's okay. Endoplasmic reticulum. Did you guys get that? Okay, so let us just talk about the endoplasmic reticulum. Which will be, it's okay. We can say it's okay, our next organelle. Okay. Now, as far as okay, as the endoplasmic reticulum is concerned, we says okay, we had two types of endoplasmic reticulum. We had okay, as what we call the rough, and if you guys don't mind, I'm just going to just okay abbreviate endoplasmic reticulum with ER. So what I'm going to be is okay, what we call rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. And we may as okay say that it's going to have okay as a rough appearance or rough surface. And of course, ladies and the gentlemen, it's okay, there's going to be as okay a cheat for that. Whereas okay as our other endoplasmic reticulum is going to be as okay what we'll call the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. And just so we says, okay, why do we call it smooth? Mainly is okay because it is not rough. But the rough endoplasmic reticulum. We mainly see that okay, yes, this connect to the nucleus. Right, okay. We can say okay, through or via, yes, okay, the pores in the nuclear envelope. Okay. So if we said that okay, yes, this here was the nucleus. We said that okay, yes, the nucleus was enclosed in what we call the nuclear envelope, which was porous because it had these openings. And it's actually going to be as okay to this opening that okay, yes, you could say it's okay that the rough endoplasmic reticulum would connect to the nucleus. Did you guys get that? Now, as we said, okay, because what we saw on the surface of our rough endoplasmic reticulum, what makes it rough is going to be these small bumps here. And what is it that we call these small bumps here? It's okay, they are going to be called ribosomes. Did you guys get that? Okay. Now let's just break up the word ribosome. So what pretty much okay as makes the rough endoplasmic reticulum rough is usually as okay what we call ribosome. Here's okay the word some, although it's okay, it's spelled like some. But mainly it's okay, we can say it's okay, maybe it's okay means something like okay, a small bubble or a sac-like structure. And guys, if you look at the word ribo, RNA. Did that make sense? So the rough endoplasmic reticulum mainly is okay is rough. Because it's okay, the roughness of rough endoplasmic reticulum is due to ribosomes on its surface. And the question is, okay, why do we call ribosome ribosome? Because ribosome is called ribosome because it is a sac-like structure. The some part that stores RNA. Did you guys get that? Clear? Okay. Good. Now, guys, let's look at our cell. So what is it these ribosomes here are going to do? If you follow this labyrinth here, or canal system, if that's what you want to call it. Okay. You may see it's okay that it runs through, it's okay. Is this canal system, that's okay, labyrinth system. That is okay. Runs through, it's okay, your endoplasmic reticulum, which on the surface is going to be rough due to, it's okay, the presence of ribosomes, which are these small packages that holds RNA. Okay, but the RNA is not going to just okay be in these ribosomes forever and ever. Because what the ribosomes mainly as okay will do is mainly as okay release the RNA into this canal system. And remain is okay travel through that canal system through the pore and enter the nucleus. Did you guys get that?
Well,
Now,
you
just a
said-
second. Yes, Asma.
I'm just confirming that you just said that the ribosome releases the RNA into that canal system and straight into the nucleus.
And through that, it means okay, just get transported and enters the nucleus.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Now, what your RNA is going to be is going to be a single strand. RNA is going to be a single strand. Now, with okay, yes, a sequence of proteins, cytosine, guanine, adenosine, and for RNA, it's okay, it was uracil rather than thymine. Okay. Now, as that RNA strand enters into the cell, the other strand is going to, yes, okay, randomly be produced. And okay, to make that double helix structure that we call the DNA. Did that make sense? So the second strand, the second strand that's going to, yes, okay, meet with the RNA that came, yes, okay, via that canal system of the endoplasmic reticulum is being produced in the nucleus. And as the way, okay, the RNA just enters, tick, 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 tick. The other strand, yes, okay, joins. Did you guys get that? Now, how is it that the nucleus made ahead of time? Know what strand to prepare for the RNA that is coming. Is through, as okay, what we call mRNA or messenger RNA. Because there's going to be a chemical signal from your endoplasmic reticulum that will be sent to the nucleus and say, well, okay, this strand is on its way. This is a sequence. Prepare, okay, a matching chain for that. Okay. But what in your RNA or what in your ribosome on the surface of your rough endoplasmic reticulum was RNA as that enter is going to just okay be accompanied by its match and form that double-stranded helix known as DNA that makes up the chromosomes, that makes up the genetics, which enables the cell here is okay to do its functions. Did you guys get that? Any questions? Now, guys, there's always a cheat. You want me to give you the cheat? Here's the cheat. Now, yes, okay, we said rough endoplasmic reticulum, right? What does it start with? R. What made it rough? Was the ribosome. And why was it that we called a ribosome the ribosome? Because it stores what we call the RNA. So R. Did you guys get that? Okay. Now, although, sorry, don't know what I meant to do. Sorry, guys. You guys can see this now. Earlier, as I say, it's okay, canal system. I mean, it's okay if you want to call it, it's okay, a canal system or the labyrinth. It's okay, inside this rough endoplasmic reticulum. But what that is going to be called is, sorry, cysternum. Okay. Okay. So the canal, or okay, the passage system in your endoplasmic reticulum is going to be referred to as the cystern. I mean, it's okay because it's in the endoplasmic reticulum. It's going to be as okay the endoplasmic cystern.
So that's the passing system in the endoplasmic.
Exactly. You can say the hallway. If you want to compare, okay, the hallway in the endoplasmic reticulum is going to, yes, okay, here we don't call it a hallway, we call it the cistern. Okay. Well, okay, you start at one end, at the other end, yes, okay, you end up at the nucleus. Okay. And at the nucleus, that's okay, they may have your package ready for you and say, okay, well, you account for your book. Well, okay, here's your next book. Did that make sense? Good. So yes, okay, even continuously, yes, okay, these RNA molecules are going to be produced. But where and how, we probably don't have time for that today. Okay, let's just briefly talk a bit about, yes, okay, our other endoplasmic reticulum, which is smooth. Now, why is he or she smooth? Because it's not rough. Why is it not rough? Because it doesn't have ribosomes. So since it doesn't have ribosomes, it's not going to have anything to do with your RNA. Did that make sense? Good. So that's okay. If it doesn't do or have anything to do with, that's okay, your RNA, then what in the is it that is going to be doing that? Okay. So guys, okay, we just look at our cell here. It's okay from the book. Okay, we said that this here still is okay. Still you're going to be it's okay. You endoplasmic reticulum. But maybe it's okay because it doesn't have. Oh, sorry. And ribosomes. It's smooth. Okay. And generally speaking, guys, what the smooth endoplasmic reticulum is okay may be responsible for is mainly as okay, we can say it's okay, the synthesis of proteins. Okay. No, sorry, not proteins. Synthesis of, sorry, lipids, fats, steroids. Even as okay, dealing with things such as glucose. And guys, if you for instance, okay, talk of okay as the smooth endoplasmic reticulum in the liver. Plays a role in okay as detoxification. Which mainly can say okay is, for speaking is okay. Neutralizing or let's say is okay. Undoing the toxic effects of toxins. And toxins is just another word for poisons. Poison is probably a little bit too extreme. Okay. So we can say it's okay, pretty much okay, deals with the production or handling of things such as phospholipids. Okay, now where would that phospholipid be necessary? Because it's okay to make up the cell wall. Okay. If some damage may happen to the cell wall, that's okay. That damaged phospholipid of the cell wall may be replaced by a new phospholipid produced by your smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Fats and steroids. Okay, other fats that okay, yes. Okay, and steroids. Any questions? Good. Any word of wisdom? Anybody want to say anything?
Are you able to send me the Zoom link so I can watch today?
No problem. No problem.
Thanks.
Anything else? Nope. KKK. And we can mainly say, well, okay, let's just call it a day here, okay? And so on Monday, yes, okay, what we will be doing is trying to just talk about our remaining organelles that makes up the cells, their functions, and yes, and just go on from there. Okay. Any last thing somebody still wants to say? So how did it go?
It's a lot